Hey Maria, how are you? Lovely to hear from you again. Exams on 22nd. Yeah, you may as well keep going a bit just to make sure you're absolutely ready and absolutely sort of confident going into it. I know you've done it, you know what you're doing. It's just making sure you can be amazing on the day as well, isn't it? So a relative's arriving for a vacation. She'll arrive by plane. You won't be there. Okay. 150 words. What have we got? Yeah, perfect. Hi Alex, hope you and the family are well. Super excited that you're arriving tomorrow and that you'll finally meet my little nephew. I will finally meet. Okay. Now, here, I know... Yeah, okay, you are arriving. You could also put you arrive. So you can have the present tense there because it's very near future here. Otherwise, you are arriving is absolutely fine. As you know, I'm working this week full hours. So unfortunately, I won't be at home until 7. Oh, sorry. I'd say I'm working full-time this week. So I'm working full-time, not full hours. Full-time, and I put it here this week. So, unfortunately, I won't be at home till 7. Therefore, I'll leave you a key. A pair of keys. A set of keys, we say. A set of keys in the backyard for you to enter the house. Right. Yeah, brilliant. Okay. So, set of keys. Therefore seems a bit formal in such a lovely informal letter. But I don't want to repeat so. So let's leave it there. But probably you would say, so I'll leave you. Because I won't be able to get you at the airport, you can take an Uber. You could say also, how about taking an Uber? Just for showing the language. Yeah? Uber as a question. Yeah. My address, yes, 30 minutes from the airport. It's 1 block away. Good. Now you don't need to put a the with parks and things. If it's like a name, we don't put the, which is the biggest park in the area, so that Uber will know. Capital letter then on Uber, or just the driver. Yeah. Do not eat anything. Brilliant. From old times. Can't wait to see afterwards. I'm pretty sure we're going to have so much fun. Oh, that's so nice. I love that. Really, really good, Maria. Absolutely perfect. And you've just got that lovely style in your writing, which is very natural. Super letter. So local governments are pushing companies to move from large cities to regional locations, benefits and drawbacks. You don't have to use this vocab, but it's there as, like if you want to. So, although some companies think that the new enforcement by the government to move their establishment cities to regional locations have benefits, good, some think the drawbacks could exceed these. Okay, wow, that's a very good intro. So although some companies think that new enforcement by local governors you're are pushing companies. Okay, so you're going for this idea about it being really, like they have to do it. Although some companies think the new enforcement by government to move their establishment from cities to regional locations have benefits, comma, because it's a long list, such as lower wages and lower rents, some establishments, I wouldn't say think, I'd go argue or protest is quite strong if they're really going to object it, that risks you could have, such as a decrease in sales, exceed these. I wouldn't repeat benefits, exceed these. Because you've got here benefits there, so you can just use the pronoun these instead. I'm cautious because it's a very long sentence. You've got over 3 lines for one sentence. Although some companies think you don't need to have that can just go. Think the new enforcement. I would go policy by regional governments. Enforcement is very strong. That's like if you don't do it, you will have a fine or something. It's not really as strong as that, I don't think. To move. Now, to relocate them, how about that? them from cities. I'm just sort of trying to go a bit short, bit more precise. To relocate them from cities may have benefits. No, so we don't need to repeat establishments. Although some other companies argue that. Okay, I think that's a little bit neater. Watch out for sentences. If you feel your sentence is getting into 3 lines, then panic. Yeah? Because there's more risk of it being a mistake, or just see where you can sort of cut it or tidy it up a bit. Good, but I really like how you've given me examples in there. That is super, really well done. One of the benefits that many businesses gain from moving is that in such areas the wages are often lower, than in cities. Therefore, companies can gain more profits at the end of the year because they end up paying as a little bit casual. They pay less to their employees, or you could do it this way: their wage bill is lower. Simple as that. Furthermore, being in a regional place can be more affordable. Could be more affordable. So, rent and expenses are likely to be lower out when distanced from a capital city or something like that. So rather than I think the word order of your sentence I think that is a slightly better word order. Rent expenses are likely to be lower. Yeah. So being in a place can be more affordable when paying rent is a slightly strange way of the word order. Okay, so the example, a recent Canadian business study indicates that 80% of corporations pay rent rather than owning their own spaces. This means that rent are part of the business expenses and as a consequence could decrease. Okay. All right, I wouldn't say that because you've kind of said that already. You've said it here in the bit that I've changed, so that's a bit repetitive. So definitely would take that bit out. So let's get rid of that. So why don't you go into past tense indicated? So just to show a bit more variety on the language, indicated that pay rent rather than, we just say rent, rather than owning their own business, meaning that. So rather than this means that, just keep going, meaning that, or pay rent rather than owning their businesses, meaning that this, the rent, is a large part of the business expenses, and as a consequence, a move could decrease. I'd go could. So just keep thinking of the language skills. So go could there and go meaning that. It's just showing little bits of skill. So you've got a participle here and you've got using could, the modal verb there. It's all going to add to your points on grammar, basically. And also this paragraph's quite long compared to this, so that's why I'd also take out that. Argue that being in the country not only decreases their sales, but also, and here I go might, not only decrease their sales, but also make the business less competitive. Good. In Canada, it's common that popular brands have their stores in cities for better convenience, and customers prefer. Oh. Whoa, so sorry about sneezing. It's cold here today. Prefer to go to the cities. I think this is a bit chatty, Maria. Prefer to go to the cities. To do some diligences. We don't do diligence. To complete. To shop. Let's go to shop. To shop and meet friends. I think you just have to keep it as simple as that. Meet friends. So I think you have to take that out. It's too long, that list. To chat and meet friends. And then I'd go therefore if. If establishments start to move. You use establishments a lot. You could just go companies and businesses. So you might get an adjective in here. So if popular companies and highly frequented businesses start to move. So by adding some adjectives in there, you're bringing it a bit more to life. Many people might stop visiting the stores, and consequently companies start losing clients. Okay, very good example there. But you could put then, according to a recent study, a recent newspaper article, and give another, you can have examples in each. It's absolutely fine. An example just to support that plan. To conclude, but this is lovely. No doubt that losing clients and becoming less competitive could affect, or would affect, hypothetical, if moving to the country was enforced. Get it into a nice reverse conditional. Would affect the company if it was enforced. Okay, but that is really, really nice. You've got that level of formality, much, much better compared to the last one. And you've really, in the contrast to the informal task 1, that's a really, really lovely balance. Well done. Good work here. Super good. If you want to keep going, you can get another essay pack, same as you had before. We've got loads. So if you want to keep going, that's fantastic. If you just want to, literally one task 1, one task 2, you can get a $19 correction, I think. Have a look for that on the website, but you can only do that once. But hope to hear from you again, Maria. You are doing amazingly.